So we start the journey. It's a journey. It's a journey, and I invite all of you, when you sit by yourself, go back to your childhood and see the hand of God working in your life. When you were away, when you were doing things, when you were college, God's hand, God's finger was in your life, in a way or another, preparing you for the future. Without your knowledge, without you being there, because, we live most of the time in the world, and the world captivates our attention, captivates us. So we don't see spiritual things till the right moment comes, and then we make that shift. We make that conversion. So we all start the journey. And that's why I say age is not important. The saints, it took some of them 20, 30, 40 years. Saint Teresa of Avila remained in dryness, spiritually dry, for 20 years. Saint John also. So don't consider numbers. With God, we live out of numbers, out of years. When it comes to spiritual life, there are no numbers. So we start the journey as beginners. This is what St. John states and teaches us. As beginners, most of us. And hopefully, that one day we would come out of the first stage, beginners. So the goal with union with God, the summit. So the purpose is to go to climb all this mountain to reach the summit, union with God. Now, how do we leave the base camp? How do we leave? How do we start? How do we start the process of climbing? Is by detachment from our imperfections that weigh us down. So God starts preparing us for that detachment. Detachment from earthly things, detachment from worldly things, even detachment from people, and attachment to Him. Detachment from things we find in life comfortable, and we find in them consolation. But these things are passing. They are fake. They are not real. They are not true. And they leave us later in emptiness. It's a vicious circle. So God wants to bring us out of this vicious circle. We still live in the world, we still possess things, we still have worldly things, earthly things, but now we don't find comfort in them anymore. We don't care for them anymore, whether they are there or not. We don't find our consolation in them anymore. Even if God takes them away from us, we don't get upset and mad. So, the solution is a dark night, a purifying journey where God actively purges the soul. God actively purifies us, purges us. When God is active, we're supposed to be passive, because He is doing the work for us. How? He knows. It's painful for us, because we have to let go of our ways. We have to let go of our ego. we let go, we need to let go of many things in our life. That's painful. We suffer, but that's the way. That's the price. So to be reborn, to be transformed, to experience a new life, I have to let go of the old life, of the life behind me. I have to put an end to it, to embrace the new life. I can't enjoy and embrace my old life and ask the Lord, give me your new life. No, that's ridiculous. It can't happen. I have to give up one thing. Either my old way of life, or I won't ask the Lord, come into my life. Or I have to give up the old way of life and embrace a new life and the consequences of this new life. In the beginning, suffering, pain, from detachment, but later I will find the light. I will find myself, my true identity, my joy, my peace. God's ways. God's ways are perfect, our ways are imperfect. Why do we stick to our imperfections, to our ways? And we consist. We do that to ourselves. Not God does that to us. We do it to ourselves. And then we accuse God. You see sometimes how ridiculous it is? We're talking logically now. It's logic. So in the first book, and we talked about that the first time, the night of the senses, purging the five senses. And what do we mean by that? So remember, we're going from the external world inside. So we're on our way. So in the external world, when we're purified, when we're purged, we don't find any more comfort in earthly things, in possessions. And now we go individually, each one of us has to be purged and purified. The five senses. The five senses are the window to the external world. So once they are purified, then we see the beauty of the world and the beauty of others. So our five senses are not anymore hindrance to seeing the beauty of God. Our five senses need discipline. And God disciplines our five senses. We use them properly. They're not anymore a source of sin. They're not anymore a source of imperfection. And I enjoy my five senses the way God gave them to me. They're good. The five senses are good. But they're only designed to know God, not anything else. And not anything else. Mm-hmm. So when we dedicate them to God, we're elevated. God brings us higher to Him. And we experience Him in a different way, in a new way. So we talked about that the last time. Today we will talk about the second book, The Night of the Spirit, purging the soul itself. It's harder, because now we're going inside. Okay, so we started with the external, with our five senses, and now we go deeper